See, Tuag, your mind, it is like a gun. And you want to load it up with little itty bitty bullets of knowledge.
What's going on, family? It's your guy Boro, the Lucky Libra, and thank you for tuning to another episode. And as you can see by the title, I want to get into the influences that we're currently experiencing with all planets, all energies, but also with the full moon in Leo. What energies is gonna influence us to deal with? What overall is the full moon in Leo dealing with? And how is it gonna influence your houses? And it's critical to understand that these influences are going to still be a foundation of what we're going to be experiencing moving into the weekend when the moon moves into Virgo. So even when the moon is in Virgo this weekend and whatnot, we're still going to be dealing with these full moon energies. Now, when we look at the moon transiting Leo, period, we know whenever we're dealing with moon transits, this is an energy that we want to make sure we react and respond to. We give some, we connect to a bit. We get our hands, get our hands wet with it a little bit. You feel me? This is the overall frequency vibration that the solar system is in, and the better you can find the way to align your energies with that frequency vibration for them 2.5 day transit, with the moon, the more you'll be able to correlate with the vibe of the world. The more you're either opposing or not in alignment with it, it could just cause some frustrations and situations where you have to learn to align with the vibe of the world at the moment. So this is what we're looking at when we're looking at moon transits. However, this is a full moon. When the moon is full, the emotion of the world is full. The emotion of the world is at a high point. So we can feel intensely, we can feel deeply at the moment. So we want to make sure that the influences that we're dealing with to react and respond to that energy that the moon is in, aka Leo, we don't overdo it, we don't overreact, And full moon periods can play out as times to have, real strong releases when it comes to a form of thought, but, especially emotion. This could be a time where, things that may have been pent up, this is the moment you could feel like you really want to get it off your chest, get that steam off. And this is why full moons can create catastrophic moments. This is why full moons can create crisis-like moments, transformative-like moments, because the vibe of the world is so high, and overreacting to certain energies can just rub people the wrong way, can put you in a certain space or put you in a certain environment that could have been prevented if we understood it was a full moon, and especially if we understand how the energy is hitting us specifically, so we could, move in smooth trailing. So for the most part, I just want to break down how that full moon energy is going to affect the sun signs. But overall, this is what the full moon, any full moon transit, you want to understand. This is a releasing period. This is a detachment period. This is a clear your space period. This is a period to see that what you need to cut off and detach from the things that you're working on. Like, I've accumulated this much on my journey, on my spiritual travel, with this goal, with this dream, with this career endeavor, whatever it may be, but I've accumulated these many situations on the way since I've started that. So which situations have I learned from, and people, places, and things do I need to just make sure, I got that experience, that could stay here, I'm going there, and we're doing this depending on the house you're in. You may be doing this career-wise, maybe doing this with relationships, maybe doing this in your personal life, but we're in a space of being able to dealing with the influence of where we want to detach and clear our space and not overreact to this energy overall. Now, Leo's fixed fire ruled by the sun. So this is being fixated, dealing with that longevity of how you're dealing with forms of expression, how you're dealing with your insight, your awareness, But it's the sun. The sun is dealing with creation. The sun is dealing with creativity. The sun breathe life, The sun gives light to things. So Leo, this is how they look at themselves, their appearance, the way they express themselves, give light to the world. And we need to be able to, find that within ourselves. So having a Leo friend will make you think, damn, I need to be more expressive of my talents and gifts. I need to learn to just to par when I go out, not even if it's a serious event or whatever. I just need to make sure I should start dressing up when I go to the drive-thru. All right, so that's the energy with Leo over there. They have that pride when it comes to how they're seen, all right, how they're able to cultivate their creativity, and how they're able to cultivate their energies on the stage and perform in front of others, express and enlighten others. All right, pick other people's insight up to want to deal with their creativity. Natural on the stage, aka they natural with the consistent ways that they have of seeing them deal with their creativity, of how they perceive the world, their knowledge and wisdom about the awareness of the world, or the awareness of the experiences that they've dealt with. So this is the energy that we're all at a high point of feeling like we need to express right now. This is the energy we all feel like right now in some type of shape or form. We need to have that seen. We need to probably demand the stage right now. When you think of Leo and that 5th house energy, y'all could think of the stage, the spotlight. Leo's putting something on the stage. Now, if you know a Leo, just look at their moon sign. Then you're gonna know what then you're gonna know what's on the stage. But for the most part, we're feeling like we want to be seen. Now, the thing is with this energy. Is right now we're getting hit with, the moon is getting hit with all type of squares and ops right now. Like ain't nobody really vibing with Mom Dukes in the house right now. Like she trying to express herself and everything. I don't know what she did. She trying to express herself about something, and then she was being too dramatic, and it's like right now it's like, Mom, we ain't even trying to hear you right now. Like thing, we worried about how we about to pay this bill in the next 2 days. You still trying to show us different ways of how to deal with how you want to be seen right now. We trying to take care of this this notice. And the reason why I'm bringing up bills and notice is because the full moon, when we're dealing with squares and oppositions, we know this is friction. We know this is resistance. So we're feeling like we want to tap into our creativity, give some more light to our creative endeavors, be able to be seen for some of the things we're creatively into. But with the moon opposing the sun, Jupiter, Saturn, Venus, and Pluto, okay, and square Mars and Uranus, there's a whole lot of different realignments and redirecting we're doing right now with how we see things and our creativity. It's like we're trying to deal with our Leo energy, and it's getting hit with certain resistance right now. And a lot of this resistance is coming from things that we may have planted seeds in business-wise, things that we're working in instruction, we may have built a routine for because it's heavy earth energy. Okay, things that we started putting in motion that needs, it's already on regiment, but we're seeing new ways to deal with our creativity though. So it's like, damn, do I gotta put this on hold right now? And we gotta be wise with how we're basically learning to be wise with how we're distributing this surge of creativity and inspiration, all right, with the moon being this intense and full in Leo towards some responsibilities with all these with these squares and oppositions. All right, family. So it's like we got the sun, Jupiter and Saturn in Aquarius conjunct. They're all together, triple tag team working together right now. So we know the sun deals with awareness, what we're paying attention to, what we're being influenced to take action on. And that's Aquarius energy right now, aka making sure we're associating ourselves in a wise way, making sure we're finding ways to align what we're creatively into or the things that we may cultivate in our mind as far as how we want to connect to others, and starting to find ways to get aligned with some of them organizations. Okay. We also in a space where with the sun in Aquarius, we're seeing new ways to deal with our relationships, seeing new ways to get our projects of what we're working on connected out into the outside world. So these things have been stimulated for all of us right now, whether you've been more action oriented or you've been in the mind, because with this energy, sun in Aquarius, you can be in heavy on the mind a lot. So this is why I said early in the Aquarius season, you don't want to have your body too debilitated. You don't want to be too stagnant in all ideas and creativity and not have no experience moving into Pisces season of how you've connected or associated that. So that's already what the sun was paying attention to. But now the sun done met up with the great conjunction with Saturn and Jupiter in Aquarius. So the sun is like, oh, okay. It's like, damn, y'all really expanding and building in Aquarius, this Aquarius constellation. That's basically what the sun is looking at. This is what we paying attention to, aka we're seeing new ways, all right, of how our experience, aka Jupiter, and the ways we're able to structure and build, or what we're working on, or how we see reality and our responsibilities and career. Saturn, we're seeing new ways to take action on these things. We already was dealing with this influence with just Jupiter and Saturn meeting there, but now with the sun here, the sun is always going to bring awareness and light, and that's what we was dealing with this whole week, all right? But with it being here, this is like the station that's going on in Aquarius as the sun is continually transiting Aquarius. So it met up with there. So right now we may feel like with the Saturn energy and the sun, because the Saturn and sun don't really get along like that. Like Saturn don't reflect light. All right, so right now it's like, okay, we being more practical with our actions. We're seeing more realistic ways to do things, but it can also feel like actions is being restricted right now. It can feel like some associations and organizations that you're dealing with may not really be the organizations you feel like could let your forms of creativity or how you express yourself be seen, certain relationships. So you're trying to strategize these things, which is like, in a way, you have the influence that's trying to tell you, like, you know you gotta do this with patience though. You gotta slow it down some. Saturn conjunct sun. But Jupiter here, Jupiter brings expansion. Jupiter's gonna blow something up. Jupiter's gonna help you to see bigger picture, see beyond things. So the sun is also seeing a whole broader way of looking at all of this, as far as how you associate yourself, as far as different ways that you can communicate and relate certain ideas to others from a different perspective, because people wasn't paying attention to the first way you was relating to them, and now you have a whole different reasoning about why you wasn't even able to connect on that level. So people are having more of a realization of how they can articulate things to others right now. You know, a wiser way of acting and expressing themselves right now. So it's like a lot of wisdom and a lot of practicality right now, just slapping the sun, and this is what it's dealing with when it's coming. Yo family, this Mercury shadow period is intense. Mercury not even here yet. My camera just did some whole craziness and just deleted the whole, it just froze on me, did something it never did before. It just froze, it was glitching, the screen was glitching. I took the memory card out, I put it in my computer to make sure that the rest of what was there didn't glitch, and I realized it didn't even save a lot of what, it didn't save this the portion I was up to. So yeah, we're gonna get into this Mercury retrograde stuff more later into the weekend too, but I already see what this has been hitting for this whole week. All right, now the past week and a half, to be honest with you. Now, so yes, where we left off, as far as where it clipped off at, was me talking about how this is what the sun, aka what we're paying attention to in Aquarius, is dealing with Saturn and Jupiter here. Okay, it's like, okay, a lot of building and expanding here. Let me see how I can take more action and give more life and birth to these energies in Aquarius. But the moon is in Leo, so this is the first opposite sector we could say the moon is beefing with at the moment, because we got this sector, Saturn, Jupiter, and the sun in Aquarius, Venus and Pluto in Capricorn opposite, and then Venus and Pluto in Capricorn, and then we got Mars and Uranus and Taurus. So like the moon is squaring them in opposite these energies. Now, so that's what we got going on with that energy in Aquarius, but with our moon in such a creative space, not dealing with so much seriousness and restriction and practicality. Now we ain't dealing with that with the moon transit in Leo. We dealing with raw expression. We dealing with putting action to that vision. All right, we dealing with feeling more may have the influence to feel like we have to release to feel more clear right now with this full moon. Release in a dynamic way of expressing ourselves, or being able to just connect to things and dealing with fun entertainment that we like to do. All right, but once again, with these energies and what we're cultivating and associating and building and organizing and structuring with others right now, what we're working on, we have to be wise with how we're able to connect these two. So how is this surge of inspiration, creativity going to be able to fuel that? This is what the opposition is. We can't just sleep on it. It's not like we just saying, okay, let's not just make them clash and we good. No, opposition is we got to learn to make them work for each other. We got to make them learn to give all harmonious energy to each other. So with all this creativity and this awareness of the creativity we already have, and the different ways we could express and act, okay, to the world, for them to see us for what we're working on, trying to put together, that right now, there's some resources and there's some wisdom and there's some experience. All right, there's some tools, there's some connections, some relationships with that energy, with the Sun, Jupiter, and Saturn in Aquarius that's here to help funnel that. So this is what that full moon in Leo is doing with that Aquarius energy. Now we have Venus and Pluto conjunct Capricorn. Pluto has been bringing a whole bunch of transformation, all right, to the land, government, society, how things is being built and structured, and how people are able to broadcast themselves and organize different ways of building stability, all right, with Pluto and Capricorn, all right. All type of crisis moments and transformative shit been going on in the world with Pluto and Capricorn when it comes to forms of structure since it's been here. And now with Venus transiting Capricorn, this was about valuing the opportunity, or valuing your ability to build stability, valuing your responsibilities, valuing how you're able to structure and organize things, valuing how you broadcast yourself to the world, all right, valuing the triumphs and the struggling that may have came with all these moments, valuing the late nights, working on these things. This is what Venus and Capricorn is dealing with. This is why I manifest to us sizing up the reality of our relationships, seeing what's working, because this is what's bringing pleasure to Venus, and this is what she wants to support right now. So with this energy, this is what we have been wanting to make sure we've been doing, valuing how we're broadcasting ourselves to the world, valuing how we're able to get things out the mud, work with what we have, okay, in order to build some structure and foundation in our life, not having to depend on nobody, not having no excuses doing these things. This is things we're supposed to be having some pride in right now, being connected to, building a relationship with Venus, all right, what we love and value and appreciate in Capricorn. But now that it's conjunct Pluto, a lot of what we love has been transformed, is being transformed, is going through situations where you're seeing if you have to put expiration dates on these things. Listen, y'all, I live under a rock. If it wasn't for astrology, I wouldn't even be caring about what's going on in the world. If it wasn't for understanding that there is, you know, other higher battles going on, you know, I'd be totally non-invested in what's going on in the world. But it's like with things going on with Venus and Pluto conjunct, it's like things are catching my eye for me to see how what people have been loving or connected to, or relationships have been transformed, going through all different type of deep dark situations. I don't even want to say some of the things I've seen on the news about certain things. A son in the Bronx, I'm from the Bronx, this kid in the Bronx shot his mother in the face because she was asking him to get a job. And it's like all different type of forms of transformation among relationships. Maybe people are feeling like certain support systems that they have ain't supporting right now. And out of states of desperation, because right now with Venus and Capricorn, we're trying to appreciate that leg to stand on, form of stability, our emotions. We have to be very wise about how we're dealing with our relationships and who we love, people, places, and things right now. Because with Pluto here, it's making sure that if you didn't value being able to build, structure something for yourself without no excuses, and really getting it out the mud and showing universe you willing to show that you're deserving for building and structuring something, you need to learn that. And Pluto's here to place a person, place, or thing to transform that. And if you have been valuing these things, then you're going to be in a state of realizing more of what people, places, and things you need to put an expiration date to understand. I can't keep connecting to this deep desire, this deep passion, this thing that or excuse me, not even deep desire, deep passion. That's Pluto. I meant to describe Venus energy. I got to realize that I can't keep connecting to this thing that I love, appreciate, or that I'm connected to. A lot of X coming back into your life energy and going on right now too. A lot of previous loved ones. Pluto could have a tie with things dealing with the past as well. Traumas, deep intentions and things. So be careful how we dealing with these situations right now, family. It's full moon time. It's full moon time. So even though we're dealing with a lot of air and earth energies, what we love is already in a state of being concrete, real, making it stable, all right? Being something we could touch because it is in Capricorn, but then it's being transformed and we learning to see the depth of it, aka is it toxic? How deep is this? How dark is this? All right, this thing that I'm connected to, that I love, how does this play a part in how I'm trying to value and appreciate what I'm building and trying to stabilize what I'm working on? Venus in Capricorn. And so this is what we want to be paying attention to with this energy. All right, family? But the moon is opposite to this energy. So right now, with the moon being early in Leo and being opposite to this Capricorn, Aquarius, cuspy like energy here, because the Venus and Pluto they're both 25 degrees conjunct. Okay, the moon is 6 degrees as I'm making this video into Leo. So now we have to learn to have creative ways with the moon in Leo in connecting to these transformations of our relationships. We have to be able to, Leo deal with seeing. Leo deal with vision, insight. So this is something we're all catching with the moon and transiting Leo. But the thing is, since this is the opposite, the way that we may express ourselves may be based off pure emotion with some of these relationships, when it needs to be looked at with more reality with Venus and Capricorn. Venus and Capricorn is about seeing the reality of your relationship ruled by Saturn. Having to see, we have to do construction work on your relationships as well. So, you know, with Venus and Leo, we cannot just be in our emotions with these things. And it's going to feel like it may be a form of release, because a lot of us may feel like with Venus and Capricorn, we may have been forced to be real, either cold or detached or strategical, or, you know, less emotions involved with how we deal with our relationships. But now Leo may want the full moon being opposite. We may be feeling like we have to express what we've been feeling and seeing fire when it comes to the reality of our relationships. So this is dynamic energy, and we got to make sure we're seeing more creative and possibly positive and optimistic ways of dealing with this transformation, or what may be a troubling, transformative, challenging time, turbulent time amongst your relationships, or people, places, and things that you love and appreciate. Okay, they're definitely, even though your emotions may be back against the wall, and there may be situations that you could just see a different way how to deal with things that may not be so self-detrimental, all right, or so harmful to the parties involved. So this is what we want to deal with Venus and Pluto, with the moon being opposite that sector. Okay, so you see these ops, you see how the ops is hitting our creative influence right now, how we want to express ourselves, and how much emotions is invested into the full moon, and how we may just overreact to all these energies because the moon is getting hit by all of this shit. So then we got, you know, the moon squaring Mars and Uranus and Taurus. So just like I was saying to you earlier this week, man, with Mars and Uranus and Taurus, we fighting for our individuality and authority and our passions to be built and ingrained into the sand, or ingrained into some form of foundation for us to start building and growing. We're fighting for more individuality and career right now. Mars go to war. Uranus individual transform, want his uniqueness to be stamped. And it could do it erratically, chaotically, with no order. It could strike like lightning. It could be real black sheepish. Mars could be real black sheep. Mars and Uranus could be real black sheepish, and they both working together in Taurus to build some stability. So they're doing it forcefully, aggressively, real opposing. Like, it don't even matter if any energies is even opposing them that day or whatever. No, they are just opposing together right now. in Taurus. So right now, a lot of us, for the things that we truly value, we coming off real individuals, secluded, getting isolated, because we realizing the things we value don't just align with everybody. We're realizing we need to make sure that's being individually felt right now. The moon is squaring this energy. So we got to learn to align our creative influence, the creativity we see in ourselves, the way we know we're able to light people up and probably gain attention, or have what we're into being seen to the collective in some type of way. Leo, full moon in Leo. We're going to have to see how we align that to that passionate ass war that we got going on, trying to fight for forms of stability, and that garden and our values that we're trying to build and grow, in the individual values that we have, the values that we're passionate about with Mars and Uranus in there. How does our creativity and ways of seeing things and ways of expressing ourselves, how does that align with that? How does it align with that fight over there? So there may be a lot of clashes right now with you feeling like you had to because there's a square. There might be a lot of experiences right now in the next couple of days with you feeling like you have to really have that be seen, have your fight for these things be seen. All right, have that individuality and that what you feel like that's unique about what you're working on be seen with the full moon in Leo, and we may go out our way for this. Overall, we may go out our way to, we have to ultimately learn to react and respond to how we want others to see our individuality and what we value. We could be wanting truly to fight for these things and have a very intense way of getting that release so people understand. So we have to be wise. We have to be wise with how we deal with this energy, y'all. You feel me? The opposites and squares is always going to deal with aligning, getting back in alignment, getting these energies on the same page. So this is what we want to understand, what we're doing here with the moon opposite the sun, Jupiter, Saturn, Venus and Pluto, and then Mars and Uranus and Taurus. Now, let's get through the houses and the signs so we understand how these influences hitting us. And then, I got some more things in the works for y'all, to close out the week. So let's get into it. Let's start with the houses. Now we know what the Leo, full moon in Leo is dealing with. We know this is a intense energy to want to have a form of release or express our forms of creativity, connect to what we into in a creative way. Have people see us. We can be in the influence of wanting to demand the stage right now. So we have to understand when we're talking about the full moon transiting in the houses, this is the area of life where you're going to be feeling like getting this energy out, and this is also the area of life where you want to see where things need to be cut off and detached from. All right, this is going to be the area of life. Now, Leo risings, first house, you guys are going to be feeling super personally inspired right now. You guys are feeling like y'all need to be the examples to the world of how to deal with creativity. Like, y'all need to pay attention to what I'm personally into to understand what creativity really is. That's what y'all Leo risings is feeling right now. But right now, y'all gonna manifest situations where y'all relationships may not support all of that right now. Leo risings, y'all gonna manifest situations where the workplace or what you into career wise, people may try to shit on your expression. You may be at work right now, or you may be connecting an association or something, an organization outside of yourself, or a new relationship or whatnot. And in some type of shape or form, your ways of expressing yourself, or your ways of personally perceiving something, even it could be something real small right now, the way you personally see how somebody should have put their outfit together. When somebody hear the way of you saying that, it's like, damn, like, why you always got to worry about that? Like, why people questioning why you always seeing things that are creative insight. So it's that type of energy, but y'all gonna feel is full. So this is why y'all don't want to be in a state of feeling like you have to overreact for people to see how your personal outlook in the world, and use that personal inspiration to fuel what you're working on personally. The first house, people, places, and things. So when the moon is here, it truly feels like connecting to how it personally feels, and this is a great place to overreact, because you may take things personal. All right, I could tell you that I have the moon in the first house. So this is what y'all want to be careful of, Leo risings. This influences is going to personally inspire you and make you guys feel like connecting to the creativity within you right now, to help you see how you have a light within you and how to deal with that. Okay, how you can connect that in a more strategical way, because we got to match all these alignments. All right, so this is what's going on, Leo Rising. Cancer Rising, you guys right now are seeing the restrictions to a lot of the things that you value, because the moon is transiting the second house. So a lot of y'all already, Cancer Risings, already have a bunch of super creative ideas, super creative talents. A lot of y'all don't be knowing how talented the Cancer Risings may be if they didn't experiment enough with getting that stuff out into the world. Okay, with water in them fire houses and Leo in the second house. So second house is already dealing with what you have, your possessions, okay, what you feel like you could use to build, your support system, what you value, your self-esteem, what you're good at. This is second house. So with the moon transit, this is why the moon love to be here, because the moon love to connecting to these things that can help it build stability and get comfortable and build security in the physical realm. Moon wants to connect to where the support system is at and see if it could nurture that. All right, so here you're trying to connect to that. You're trying to connect and see, okay, this is what I value. This is the creativity I have. This is the creativity I already possess. How do I work this? But you guys maybe career, certain associations, certain relationships, certain projects you already started, certain responsibilities that's clashing with it. Is like, damn, how do I manage this time-wise? How do I do it strategically? So this is what y'all want to be in the state of right now, seeing how to cultivate that creativity that you realizing that you possess already, that you already have, or the support systems you already have for the things you wanna do creatively. Okay, and also make sure you guys are not overreacting when it comes to the people, places, and things that you value. Especially here, the moon is exalted here. So when the moon transits here, it's gonna make the people, places, and things that it values, whether you have positive or negative values, all right, if you value it, it falls into the second house. And right now you can overreact dealing with these energies. Be careful, be wise, be realistic while you're dealing with these energies right now. Don't be harmful or self-detrimental to yourself, and understand if you gotta detached from some of the people, places, and things you value. Maybe hard decisions to make, but universe is gonna let you know if you haven't already seen for yourself. So that's what we're dealing with, Cancer Risings. Gemini Risings, the moon is going to be transiting your third house. So right now, the third house deal with what's familiar to you, local environment, information you already have, the way you communicate. So right now, you got Leo in there. You feel like your information, ways of the way you communicated with Leo in the third house already be creative in a type of way, because you already influenced Gemini Risings to pay attention, personally pay attention to what the creative things that was going on in your neighborhood. This is why, Gemini Risings, even though it's the Gemini's in the first house with Leo in the third house, which is the house that gave birth to Gemini, and deal with that Gemini like energy, communication, relating to others, picking the mind of others, picking the mind of your environment, what's familiar to you. With Leo in there, they're picking out what a lot of Geminis was creatively going on, how to creatively do the things that people or get into the things that people are creatively into in their environment. Geminis, they have a lot of creative stimulation within their siblings or things, people that they're relating to in a close proximity. Gemini Risings with Leo in the third house, so they're influenced to want to find ways to personally express that a lot. Find ways to personally connect that. And with the moon transit here, this is what you guys are going to start to look at and want to connect to some more. You guys are want to connect to the creativity you feel like you already know you have information about. You guys are in the state of giving people a lot of advice and information about their creativity right now, and you could feel like what you know about what you're creatively doing, the things you've already, because the third house is what's familiar to you. So information that you guys have that's familiar to you, even if it's not dealing with forms of creativity, with the moon transit here, y'all could feel like people underestimating your forms of information and what you know. So don't feel like we have to overreact to that right now. You want to utilize your creativity that you do have with learning, with knowing how to, spread your wisdom about how to get around dealing with your forms of creativity, what environments to tap it into, how you deal with creative ways of communicating and relating yourself to others, right? Period. With the moon transit in this house, you just want to utilize that to see how you're going to continue to connect that and strategize that to others. You guys right now are in a situation where you may feel like, not only that you have some real creative ideas with the moon transit in the third house, you guys may feel like having to involve a lot of your friends and connect a lot of what you're creatively into or creative ideas to your friends right now. So be careful what friends you doing, you just connecting into, because it just may be some third house familiar friends, but may not be the right friends to connect it to, as far as who could really help you and build, help you give some stability and foundation, or connect you to somebody that do know something. So you want to continue to utilize a lot of this square opposition energy to align that, you know, aka associations, different ways of communication, okay, and see how you could balance that amongst the friends that you already do have, the information you already do have. Moon transit here, Gemini Risings. Taurus Risings, 4th house. So right now this is opportunities to feel like, I'm not even gonna say opportunities right now. When we talk about opportunities and all that stuff, that's more so when we get into the signs. But with the moon transiting the 4th house, the moon loves to be in the 4th house. So I'm bugging. We can't say opportunities. That's why, because I had it written down here in my head. I'm like, right, well, I'm writing down opportunities for the houses. But yeah, the moon loves to be in the 4th house. The moon loves to be in the 4th house. So when the moon is transiting the 4th house, is home here. It makes things that's connected to the heart chakra, things that it really cares about, people, places, and things that it cares. It makes these things high priority. It makes solitude and privacy and being able to feel its own goddamn emotions priority. Okay, it doesn't let these things go over its head. It makes sure it gets to look in the mirror when the moon transits the 4th house. So here, you know, we can have high emotion in the home though. So it's high priority for you to deal with your creativity in the home. Right now, y'all in the state of just this weekend, y'all feel like probably a lot of responsibilities and a lot of restrictions and things going on in the outside world, and you connecting to your private space. Is the Super Bowl this weekend? Y'all probably want to enjoy the Super Bowl this weekend, you feel me? If the Super Bowl is going on this weekend, y'all want to connect to your form of entertainment in the home. Taurus Risings. Taurus Risings with Leo in the 4th house. My brother's a Taurus Rising. He a double Aries Taurus Rising. And boy, with that Leo in the 4th house, they be having hella DVDs. They be having hella, they gonna have a Netflix. Taurus Rising is gonna have a Netflix. They gonna have the entertainment system for them set up when they in their environment, when they in their comfort zone. And this is what y'all feel like connecting to right now. And y'all also catching influences of things that y'all do in the home that's already what you creatively into. Y'all having influences of how that you could probably utilize some of that into your magic on what you're working on and building on and connecting to others. You know, things that stimulate you in the home, ideas that you come up from with people you connect to in the home. Pay attention to these things, but it's high emotion here though too. So you may overreact to some people, places, and things you care about. You may overreact to some family and domestic issues right now. All right, so you want to be careful during the full moon that you're not fighting to have your expression being seen in the home, when you could just try to balance it out, harmonize, keep some harmony with others. Okay, right now let some situations pass over. Understand some of your family members might be dealing with heavy emotion in other areas of life, and they might be taking it out on you right now. You got to eat it for the team. Like, you got to eat one for the team. You got to have some emotional intelligence right now, which the moon is going to bring. So you want to utilize that instead of, you know, the high temperament of having to overreact to some of these situations. Okay, so that's what we're dealing with, my Taurus risings. Now my Aries rising. Woo, fire, fire, fire. When we got this energy transiting the 5th house, this is the house that gave birth to Leo. So for the most part, you guys are feeling like connecting straight to your creativity, and you guys are having a high voltage of inspiration to want to express your goddamn self. You guys may really want to jump on social media and or really want to make sure y'all dive into something this leading into this weekend where you can be out, really go experience something new. Okay, that 5th house Leo energy gonna deal with newness. We're dealing with creation energy. So with it transiting your 5th house, you may start to have more of an awareness of things dealing with your creative attributes for sure here. A lot of your creative endeavors that you may have, you stop giving life to, and you not start paying attention to these things a lot. Moon gonna deal with some past life vibrations. Moon gonna deal with some previous life experiences. So when it's full, we could be heavy reflecting on some past and relationships. There's so many vibes at the top before the moon releases and starts to shed again. So when we talk about the moon transit in the 5th house, yeah, the ways that you guys are feeling like dealing with your forms of entertainment and having fun, y'all gonna feel like that shit is restricted right now. You try to make a song, people bothering you, You trying to pay attention to this, people bothering you. You trying to jump into you trying to express yourself about something. People is being somewhat non-reflective to it, aka with all these moons, with all these squares and oppositions, y'all being forced to see how your creative ass surge right now has to be used strategically. How universe don't want to let you just be entertaining and jumping into your creativity for no reason. Like, is responsibilities good? Can your creativity help your responsibilities right now? All right, moon transit in 5th house is your expression, because you guys really gonna want to express yourself with the moon transit in the 5th house. You already got heavy fire energy. You got your Aries rising. You already know that you have a strong personal outlook on things, and it could be intense. And when it comes into how you deal with your creative expression, you know, when you have Leo in the 5th house, you like to have fun when you want to have fun, how you want to have fun, all that fixed fire there that your personality is supporting. So this is the energy where you don't want to step on people's toes with the ways that you want to express yourself. This energy can make you really feel like you want to super demand the stage right now. You guys could be kind of aggressive, feeling like demanding the stage and having your expression be seen though. On top of that too, like, you guys can kind of do it forcefully as well. All right, because it's creating opportunities for your personality to be seen. Okay, Aries risings. So this is what you want to make sure you're paying attention to. Pisces rising, 6th house. You guys are feeling like putting your creativity to work. All right, you guys are feeling like putting your creativity to work. The 6th house is dealing with how you structure, organize, all right? How you put things into order in a day-to-day routine, how you see how things build and the details to them over a day-to-day routine, over a course of scheduling and organizing it. The 6th house deal with health and routine, health and fitness. So when we talk about Pisces risings, you guys are gonna be in. I wrote something in parentheses in the asterisk. I just want to make sure what that means. Okay. Job in a way. Yeah, you guys may feel like the things that y'all want to creatively do right now, the workplace is hating on that. The workplace hating on that. You right now, some of y'all manifesting situations, y'all dropping music, y'all trying to start, y'all doing y'all music career, but you still work at this job and you dropping your music and whatnot and doing certain things on Instagram. Your boss, your manager got something to say about that at work. You like, huh? Who is you? Wait, huh? Like, that shit ain't got nothing to do with work. All them restrictions, limitations when it comes to how you're trying to work on your creativity or how you're trying to do creative things in the workplace on your own. Like, people trying to get you back to doing things in the orderly fashion, whatnot. You like, yo, like, this is just that's Leo in the 6th house. Is like the way you express how you like to work on things, or how you express your forms of reality and structure here. You have a consistent way of how you like to give light to these things. So you're going to manifest all these opposition squares energy of how you feel like connecting to your form of routine or what you want to schedule, put in order right now. All right. Maybe a lot of tedious restrictions dealing with literally scheduling things, or like setting up certain appointments, going back and forth. So don't let the minor frustrations bother y'all right now, but y'all definitely in a state where y'all gaining more of an awareness of how you can connect how you can develop a regimen or creative things to add into your regimen, creative ways to work with your schedule in order to support what you're building, working on. All right, how you're trying to connect or use forms of communication in social media right now. This alignment is the alignment that, with this energy, dealing with all the energies we're dealing with, this is the type of alignment where you guys are truly going to be able to feel like my Pisces risings, that you see new ways to really communicate your creativity. So this is what y'all want to pay attention to. But yeah, that's why I put in the asterisk, job in a way. Yeah, I don't let them frustrations at the workplace bother y'all too much. Aquarius Rising, 7th house. Okay. Now this is going to be an opposite energy. So you guys are truly feeling like being expressive in your relationships, maybe heavy release that you want to get off to others that you've been dealing with. As an Aquarius rising, you can be real settled in your relationships, speak real timely, let others get the attention, let others feel like they're in the light, and then you just come and, you know, set some reality in every once in a while to let them know where you stand on things, so things don't get too overboard, but y'all willing to give that attention and let that other person get some light or whatnot. So So with here, it may be a situation that, you know, things that y'all may be pent up about, certain thoughts that y'all just been strategizing, how y'all gonna communicate them and whatnot. Y'all may be in a state of just extremely expressing that. Y'all gotta make sure y'all don't act in extremes right now with y'all relationships, but y'all gonna have a whole new awareness about how to connect y'all creativity to others on a one-on-one level, creative ways to communicate and do things with others on a one-on-one level right now. And you guys are really feeling like that, because you guys been having a lot of energies transiting your first house. So it's like you guys feel like your detachment and sense of isolation is helping how you're able to create opportunities to connect to others. So whether you've been overindulging into some of your relationships or a relationship right now, Aquarius Rising, and then you're feeling like, damn, if I detach this should help me gain more reality of my life right now, I've been overindulging in it. Or you're in a state of, you as Aquarius Rising, you're already personally detached, you're already kind of personally isolated from others, you like that individual space. So it's more so like you've been isolated to the point to be able to observe and see how you can connect your creativity to others with that Leo in the 7th house. All right, so this is the type of energy y'all want to be in, and this is also an area where you want to make sure you don't overreact. Now we got Cap Risings. All right, Cap Risings. This energy is transiting your 8th house, so you guys can feel real. Now look, the moon is uncomfortable here. The moon is uncomfortable transiting the 8th house. So with Leo here, you have Leo that's uncomfortable here. It don't like to be here, and the moon that's transiting here. So this could be a little moody period, because for one, with Leo in the 8th house, you know, as a Cap Rising, you guys are influenced to find creative ways of taking things that you've seen behind the scenes and possibly seeing how it could be expressed for some attention, or it could be something that could be aligned into what you're creatively into. Okay, the 8th house deals with behind the scenes energy, but the thing is, that's the problem. 8th house is behind the scenes energy, and Leo is in the light energy. So you guys go through scenarios and where you have to learn, like, that was supposed to stay behind the scenes, like, or that wasn't supposed to be communicated, or that wasn't supposed to be expressed. I was mad passionate about it, you know, I had a deep desire about it, but I should have probably just kept that one to myself. With Leo in the 8th house, Cap Risings. So right now you guys can feel like, you know, with the moon transit, and that's another thing, the moon don't like the 8th house now. So that's how Leo constellation affects the 8th house, but the moon don't like transit in the 8th house because it's deep, dark, dealing with heavy emotion. It's dealing with the moon like emotion, but this is fixed water, so it's a very strong, deep current. So this is a type of water that's dealing with secrets. It's dealing with ulterior motives. It's dealing with hidden agendas. It's not that you can't see in this water. It's very dark water. It's very dark vibe. This type of energy is dealing with trauma. It's dealing with transformation. Dealing with occult, esoteric, like knowledge and wisdom, mysticism. All right. So you know, deeper dark things going on in the psychology of a person. So when we look at the moon transiting here, the moon can be real uncomfortable here. The moon could be real uncomfortable here because it's so hard to bring deep emotion up to the surface. So right now you guys are feeling very intense or very motivated when it comes to some of your creative aspirations, or there's a lot of creativity in the 8th house, but for the most part it's really a struggle right now to feel like if you bring these things into the light, they're not going to be accepted. If you express some deep emotion to somebody right now, it's not going to be connected. All right, you know, in some type of shape or form, your motivation might be too intense for others, all right, or non-relatable for others. It's the type of energy that you may easily just develop, and this could play out in extremes, because with the moon transiting here, it don't like being here, so it don't really know how to respond to the emotions in this house. It don't really know how to respond to deep trauma and deep emotion and deep desire, and bring that up and cultivate it so lightly and connect and relate it to people. So because it's deep energy, it's heavy energy, so you guys can overexpress yourself in extremes right now when it comes to things that y'all been passionate about, things that y'all been goal oriented about, certain motives that you've had, and y'all got to be careful that y'all not in a state where, because of certain emotion y'all have, or how you express how you feel about something because your back was against the wall, or you're being enticed to express something in some type of shape or form, that you end up expressing a whole bunch of things you ain't want to express with that Leo in the 8th house. A whole bunch of things behind the scenes, a whole bunch of things you know, that was under your bed, a whole bunch of secrets, all right, things that you wasn't even finished dealing with yourself internally. it was you was still learning how to try to fixate it in that 8th house, and you end up just expressing it out of an extreme because of a disconnection or misunderstanding with somebody and whatnot. So very, I can never just briefly go over the 8th house, but that's what y'all want to understand. Cap risings, okay. Sag risings, 9th house. But that, like I said though, not to just make it all bad, but y'all gonna be really motivated right now. It's a full moon, so it's like right now y'all gonna be so motivated right now to see how you could connect your creativity into the outside world, new ways to associate that, because y'all gonna see it. Y'all gonna see new ways to connect with your goal oriented about in your deep passions. All right, but it's just a lot of restriction dealing with the light that comes from that, and being strategic about how you connect it and not having to do it, express your emotion in extremes. Now, Sag risings, the 9th house. All right. 9th house dealing with the house of enlightenment, wisdom, and knowledge, experiencing adventures, all right, philosophy, travel, physically within the mind, all right, foreign land, foreign cultures. So when we dealing with the moon transit here, you guys are going to feel a deep crave to feel like you guys got to experience something new. You guys are going to feel like you are you guys do have a form of enlightenment to give to others. You're going to realize there's certain wisdom that you haven't been expressing it like that. We're here as well with the moon transit in the 9th house, which you have in Leo here already, Sag risings. You're already personally, creative as hell. You're already personally wise as hell because y'all experience so much. So even if you are a Sag rising, even if y'all know a Sag rising that y'all don't look at like they wise or whatnot in some type of way, they got different perspectives of looking at life because they experience so many different episodes with the Jupiter influence in their personal life. So when we're looking at the moon transit in the 9th house, Leo here, Sag risings feel like putting their knowledge and wisdom in the spotlight. Like they feel like they know they have a real, dialed in way of being able to enlighten others with their knowledge and wisdom. So here you guys could feel very prideful when it comes to your knowledge and wisdom. You guys are feeling like you guys have to fight right now for your sense of education, all right, your credentials, what you know, your knowledge, what your experience to be expressed and seen right now, so it can come off positive in the ways that you guys are able to enlighten others or connect or shine some wisdom and whatnot to your associations, organizations, things you're trying to build, things you're trying to structure, things you're trying to transform in your relationships, all the squares and ops, all right. But for the most part, you got to make sure that you're not so prideful that you create catastrophic transformative moments leading into the weekend, because these energies is so you're overreacting to how you may feel like you may take things personal when people underestimate your knowledge and wisdom. But you're gonna feel like that. You're gonna feel like people trying to play what you know, play your wisdom about how you see creative things or how you deal with your creativity and whatnot. So this is what we want to understand right now. You're going to find new ways of cultivating your knowledge and wisdom and what you know into your associations and whatnot, things that you gain experiences, and you're going to truly want to experience newness right now as far as new adventures. But this ain't the time to just be all willy-nilly experiencing all crazy shit right now with the moon transit in the 9th house. So be real cool, calm, and collective. Don't let this huge surge of inspiration transit in the fire house, fire sign. You're dealing with a lot of fire energy in your chart, all right? So make sure that you have some once again, some practicality, reality. You make sure you align with all these earth Saturn like alignments in what you're doing. If you're experiencing something new, you're doing it with some organization, with some standard to it, all right. Scorpio Rising's 10th house. Okay, Scorpio Rising's 10th house. This is feeling like expressing your status right now. So as a Scorpio rising, you guys is real cool, calm, and collective in your personal life. Y'all don't really deal with all that light and all that in your personal life and all that. But when you got the moon transit in your 10th house, you're going to feel like you got to work on how you broadcast this. It's like, all right, now fuck that. I'll be real hidden. I'll be in the background. I'm real creative, or the way I do my business and whatnot is real hidden, and I gotta find ways to really broadcast my creativity some more. Let people know who I really am. Show my face a little bit more in my brain. Show my you know, express myself a little bit more, you know, when it comes to the things I know and the things people know me for with the moon transiting here. Scorpio risings with that Leo in the 10th house is like, you know, that Scorpio energy in the first house keep y'all behind the scenes, keep y'all, you know, more isolated into yourselves personally, you know, keep yourselves to your personal passions and goals. And I feel like you have to relate that to everybody. But when y'all got Leo in the 10th house, y'all got to learn to get expressive about your social status. Y'all got to learn to do that in this lifetime. Y'all got to learn to let people see who the face is on that Scorpio rising when it comes to that business, that brand. Leo need to do that. That's why when y'all with Leo in the 10th house, every time y'all do come out Scorpio rising, y'all make sure y'all just to impress. But when when it trickles down into the frequency vibration of it, and what we gotta learn in the 10th house as a Scorpio rising, you need to make sure you connect that. All right. Connect that to how you broadcast yourself, so you don't have opportunities to, you know, deal with that like for your social status, or you just really maybe in a state where you feel like what you're working on, your relationships, you too hidden. You got to do things to broadcast yourself some more, broadcast how you really see things at this moment, okay? But really motivated to want to work on these things, devise a new way to structure how you're gonna brand yourself, okay? Devise a new way to see how you're gonna utilize your reputation, what you're known for, and start to communicate it and associate to others. So it's like, damn, people know me for this in my neighborhood and whatnot. I developed this reputation doing this, that, and the third. This is pretty much how my social status is. So you're gonna be thinking about the things that you know you're creatively known for or whatnot, and now you're trying to see all these influences, how to align them with all these squares and ops, aka how to connect them, associate, and use different forms of communication to build something off of these things. So this is how y'all feeling right now. Scorpio risings, Libra risings, 11th house, Leo in the 11th house. So right now with this type of energy is like, what you guys have in Leo in the 11th house is like, you guys have to, we already know the Libra rising chart is opposite. We got 180 angles all in all the houses. So it's like, sometimes Libra risings with having Leo in the 11th house, when it comes to your associations, when it comes to how y'all deal with the public environment, sometimes y'all could be too open. Sometimes y'all could be too much putting what y'all into and y'all creative attributes or whatnot, or how y'all feel like expressing yourself. Y'all can be too open in that in the public environment, and it be creating opportunities at times. It be creating opportunities for y'all to meet people that is like, it was no way you was gonna meet that person if you wasn't as expressive or as relatable as you was, or it would have been no way you would have developed a relationship or been able to connect to that person if you didn't put yourself out there like that. But it'd be too open at times with Leo out here, all right? You be shedding too much light, trying to shed too much of your light in the public environment, as far as not doing it strategically all the time. So with the moon chance in here, it's like, okay, I know I'm creative, Libra rising, all right? I know I have connection. I know how to associate myself in Libra rising. I be attracted to relationships and whatnot. But with the moon transiting here, you know, I have to be way more strategical about how I'm associating this energy. I'm realizing that my creativity don't be accepted everywhere, or people don't reciprocate that everywhere. So I have to see what organizations and relationships do reciprocate that right now. All right, because the 11th house deal with the unknown, unfamiliar, and like I said, you're very action oriented. You got fire over here as a Libra rising. So it's almost like with this transit, you're experiencing what we all are experiencing with the moon and Leo being opposite Aquarius and Capricorn and everything, because this is your chart. Your chart got Leo and Aquarius opposite by default in the 5th and 11th house, you know, like axis. So when it comes to your 5th house, when it comes to your forms of creative expression, you could be too realistic and practical about it. All right, overthink it and whatnot. Then when it comes to how you actually conduct yourself in a public environment and communicate yourself on a more strategical, practical level, you know, you probably be too open or dealing with too much creativity or how you see and feel about things, instead of learning to be more realistic and strategical about your relationships. So you have that little back and forth grab where you manifest in relationships of people dealing with what you're creatively into, but you're trying to make sense of them. So right now you're going to be able to have an awareness of how to make sense of this axis, this imbalance right now. You're going to make sense that, like, I've been working with this person for this long with something that I'm creatively into, or I've been dealing with this relationship trying to see the potential, how much we can put time into meeting how I see and feel about something. But that ain't just working out right now. That ain't working out, and this could cause you to feel like over expressing yourself in certain associations, in certain you know, relationships you have, period, or trying to get others to understand your ways of feeling like you know, you may be feeling like you're uncomfortable in a relationship in a certain way. or uncomfortable in your role in a certain organization in a certain way, feel like your forms of creativity being restricted there, and you may feel like overreacting, you know, in these areas. So you want to make sure you're just doing these things strategically, detaching and releasing yourself from certain situations, you know, maybe in a workplace or whatnot, or certain people you've seen the potential of working on things with. You feel like, nah, this ain't gonna work. Yeah, that type of energy, y'all want to make sure y'all make the decision on that. All right. And then we got my Virgo risings. Okay, Virgo risings with Pisces, Virgo risings with Leo in the 12th house. All right, last but not least, when it comes to the houses, my Virgo risings. With that Leo in the 12th house, we have the moon transit here. It's going to be a huge inspiration to want to connect to certain dreams, ideas that you had, dealing with your creative endeavors, or dealing with how you wanted to connect your emotion to a person, place, or thing. So y'all been feeling on it. Y'all been probably honing on the idea or the creative pursuit that y'all want to connect to, but you can feel the high surge and want to connect or express these things right now. The moon is transiting on water house. It's full here. So when it comes to, you know, your belief system, what you have a lot of faith in, what you connected to on a subconscious level, aka your dreams, your imagination, certain concepts, ideas, right now these are the very things you're willing to fight for, because you'll feel restrictions to some of these things. And you got Leo energy here. It's consistent with the way you feel like you want to give life to these things, Virgo risings. So y'all got to make sure that you're not in a state of feeling like, you know, you got to fight for how people are underestimating your imagination right now, how your imagination and forms of creativity are not being received well in certain places, in more practical areas in your life, maybe in a career or workplace or relationships or whatnot. You could really feel the need to want to super express that super in the extreme right now, with the moon transiting the water house, 12th house, your 12th house right now. So, but the inspiration to really want your imagination to be seen, a lot of y'all guys could feel like y'all been in a cave too long, your creativity been hidden too long. Now I want this to be seen right now. Let me devise a way to really strategically work on my creativity and my imagination to connect that. All right, I'm seeing others deal with their creativity all the goddamn time. With Leo in the 12th house, you always seeing how other people dealing with their creativity and how they express that. Is you always paying attention to that subconsciously with it in your 12th house. All right, but y'all are really creative, so y'all are realizing how creative y'all are, what creativity y'all have to give to the world as well. Okay, but this is where we also don't want to overdo it when it comes to your belief system, your faith, your forms of spirituality. Don't feel like you got a super fight for none of that. Don't let nobody play you, but you don't let nobody, you feel me? Don't anybody go out your way for, you know, what people can't perceive, what you could perceive. All right, very imaginative with Leo in that 12th house. Leo like that. Leo and Pisces, and they got some things in common. Pisces, they got that Neptune around. They both got Neptune. Neptune is pretty much exalted in Leo, and Neptune co-ruled the Pisces. Neptune deal with your creativity, with your forms of spirituality, with your creative source, with your imagination, your fantasy. So that's what Pisces and Leo got in common. That's something they always gonna be able to click on. So right now, that's what you not trying to have people sleep on right now, Virgo risings, and I feel y'all on that. All right, so that's the energies y'all dealing with. Now let's get into the signs. Okay, Aries. Okay, right now you're gonna have opportunities for the way that you express yourself to be seen. Like, oh shit, that's how you creatively express yourself. You guys gonna be feeling some praise a bit, feeling some light a little bit from naturally already dealing with this fire energy, the way you guys express your passions, the ways you guys always have a new way to see something. A lot of them new ways are gonna be received not so much opposing as it usually may come off, or not so much individual. Now people want to relate to that because yeah, we trying to connect to our forms of creativity, but you always in that fire energy. So people gonna be relating to that right now. So you don't want to overdo it when you feel like the light you may be getting for, or the attention for how you express yourself is not being seen right now, because you already manifested natural opportunities for us to feel and see you for the ways that you express yourself. Anybody dealing with forms of heavy expression gonna be seen right now, and this is the very reason why we don't want to overdo it, especially if you're Aries. Okay, and you guys are gonna have new ways to see how to connect your creativity. So you may express yourself a certain way, and then based off of what somebody says of how you express yourself, how you deal with your creativity, or what you're working on, Aries. Somebody gonna say something, or you're gonna think or feel something to make you realize, ooh, I can't connect my shit like that. I can't associate my shit like that. I can't work on my shit like that. You know, because you're already in a state of cardinal energy, pushing it out. So this is what we're dealing with, Aries. You know, you guys are in a real, you know, healthy state to catch some opportunities with this type of energy. Now, Taurus, all right, this is you guys dealing with some squares here. My fixed signs is getting squared up right now. So my Taurus and Scorpios, y'all gotta hold it down. POP, hold it down. Y'all gotta make sure y'all good. All right, y'all check on y'all Scorpio and fixed sign friends right now, Scorpio and Taurus. So for my Tauruses, you guys have to learn to, you know, shine some light on what you appreciate right now. You guys is fixed Earth ruled by Venus, so y'all could be, you know, as a square, so y'all could be more practical and realistic about how y'all go about creatively expressing yourself. Y'all do it with planning, with strategy, with organization of what time you're gonna do the makeup before you leave, and before you do certain things, before, like, everything with Earth come with planning. So when it comes to creative expression, that got to be raw sometimes. And Tauruses, you got to make sure you're not so, you don't overthink these things. You let your creativity flow. And right now, you have to learn to not only connect to seeing different ways to creatively work on what y'all working on, Taurus, more creative, broader ways to see what you're working on or whatnot, or what your relationships or your values. But you also got to be able to, like, shine some light on how you feel about things. Shine some light and express that, because when sometimes y'all be feeling like it don't make sense to express yourself if it don't make sense. Like, y'all don't want to express yourself if it's just based off a feeling. Like, Taurus ain't gonna do that. So right now, maybe situations where you have to see how your feelings is being seen right now. Maybe your feelings in a relationship, or your consideration of how you feel about things in a certain relationship or what you're working on ain't being seen, and you got to learn to have that be seen. Or you got to learn to put some light in what you're working on and to network it, associate it a little bit more, to have your creativity come in alignment with the people that's in your environment, or into what you're working on. Okay, so it's like learning from that Leo fixed energy. Now, and the thing is, y'all already have the creativity. Y'all have the creativity. Y'all be having the ideas that y'all be having. But jumping into being more expressive about these things, jumping into developing strategies for it to gain more light, this year, and dealing with how we deal with that light, that's what we want to focus on here, Taurus. All right, and understand that these situations will be playing out for you to learn these things moving into the weekend. Now we have Gemini. All right, this is new ways to communicate and relate your creativity here, because you guys are already dealing with that is a sextile energy. So it's hitting y'all in a way where the things that y'all, information y'all already having, which y'all creatively into, you know, y'all about to develop opportunities to be able to connect that to others right now. Y'all about to develop opportunities for, like, people that know y'all to call y'all and be like, yo, this creative this opportunity for you, the thing that you've been working on, or this resource for that, like, yo, like, what you think of it. And it's like, now you have a new thing to analyze, dealing with your creativity, or add on to, you know, your creativity potential to connect to others right now based off of what you're working on, Gemini, right now. Y'all want to make sure y'all not too over expressive, trying to, you know, demand the attention and spotlight for the information y'all have, which y'all may play out a lot of opportunity where people want to know what y'all know right now. People want y'all insight on the things that, you know, you may give a lot of information out a lot about, especially if it's dealing with things that you're creatively into right now, Gemini. But this is where we just don't want to overdo it. You don't want to demand the stage and attention with the light that you're gaining for the knowledge that you have, for the information that you have right now, Gemini. And you don't want to take this energy too far in how you may relate things about yourself or whatnot to others. You know, keep it mutable like you is, but the way the moon is hitting you, it could, like, really entice you and inspire you to be more expressive and to push out, you know, your knowledge and what you have, and it could come off a little, you know, intimidating or stepping on other people's toes. So this is what we want to understand, Geminis. Cancers, you guys feel like y'all really got to come out y'all shell right now. Y'all seen a whole bunch of new ways. Y'all seen other people deal with their creativity. Y'all seen other people express themselves a certain way. Y'all feel like y'all hearing other opportunities about people connecting, doing this, that, and the thing. And y'all like, nah. I gotta harden up and come out my shell some more. I gotta be more serious and have more of an impact about how I'm creating. I'm creative as a motherfucker. I got some wisdom like a motherfucker. I gotta make sure I find ways to strategize and connect that to others. All right. I need to get some things that's internally within me out. I need to. You guys is a full moon, and y'all rule by the moon, and it's in Leo. So you know, with that type of energy, y'all trying to align y'all emotions with being seen. Align something subconsciously with being seen. Y'all may feel like y'all been overindulging in y'all private space right now. Y'all need to push that out based off of how y'all seen a lot of other people deal with, because it's next door. It just left you. It was in Leo, so you was just trying to get in your comfort zone, and as soon as it left, you know, you're seeing how other people are diving into forms of pushing out, expressing their ideas, expressing their insight about the world, their awareness, and you're like, yeah, I got the same amount of creativity and awareness and whatnot, but I might be a little too hidden, I might be a little too private, and I might need to dibble and dabble with expressing that some more. So this is how y'all feeling, Cancers. Y'all just don't want to go out y'all way with this energy and overdo it, overreact in how y'all trying to gain attention and have something that you into be seen, or your point of view being seen and heard right now. You Cardinal, you could do it aggressively. So this energy is strong. Energy strong. So this is what we're looking at for y'all. Now Leos, all right, showing, you know, why you own the stage. Y'all showing the world this is why I'm the sign that rules the stage. This is why. This is how you express yourself. This is how you have pride in expressing yourself. This is how you shine awareness on others, by just taking action on how you see and feel about things. This is how you trust your vision. Like, y'all be an example for that, but at the same time, y'all a lot of people trying to oppose and restrict you from not dealing with your creativity, and y'all will be the first ones today to manifest situations where people thinking that you are in an illusion with how you see and feel about things. So it's a very double-edged sword here. It's like y'all be an example for creativity, and like, that's how I need to connect to my creativity right there. That's inspiring. You see that, Leo? That's how you do it. That's how you express how you creatively see things, and your awareness about the world, or what you're dealing with, or how you feel and think about things. That's how you express it with no fucking compromise, with your own conviction behind it, your own consistent fixed way of looking at things. That's enlightening. That's inspiring. All right, that's the energy y'all giving all people. But if it's they ain't got no sense of reality to how you expressing yourself, if there's no sense of reality, how do you express yourself? There's no true foundation how you express yourself. Y'all be the first ones to be caught up in a whole bunch of restrictions, a whole bunch of situations that feel like y'all gotta overexpress yourself. Now people really ain't feeling or seeing you right now, and y'all gotta overdo it to make people understand. If you're Leo, please don't jump into that energy right now, because it could be a transformative moment for y'all right now. Feeling like y'all gotta fight for that attention right now. Y'all don't have to do that. Your natural creativity is being seen. We already, people on y'all Instagram right now and looking at shit on y'all page right now, gravitating towards Leo energies, trying to understand how to do certain things, like, without you even knowing it. So do not fight for no attention right now. Continue to find strategical ways to associate your creativity, because this is that opposite energy that you gotta learn to deal with right now, with all the wisdom and knowledge that you and we have all been experiencing, or all the knowledge and wisdom that we've been gaining from our experiences in the Aquarius constellation, and dealing with Saturn energy, period, with it being in Capricorn. Like, you've learned enough to know how to connect your creativity and how you see things, or how to put them in a foundation, how to take this creative business idea and strategize it. You develop the strategy and the blueprint, Leo, but you can't be in your feeling and seeing about it. You got to be more in the practical action dealing with these things. All right, now Virgos, this is realizing you as creative as others. This is realizing you as creative as others. So you do a lot of working, you do a lot of research, you do a lot of planning on things. But with this type of energy, see, you guys already getting hit by positive energies when it comes to like the alignments in Taurus. That's like trining y'all right now. So y'all getting a lot of opportunities for business and for the passions y'all have and the things y'all been working on. A lot of things is blossoming for y'all Virgos. I already know. And then with things going on, or in Aquarius, and you know, some type of shape or form, you know, you guys you had the Venus and Capricorn energy too. That's another energy I was talking about. That energy was trining y'all too. So things have been in and sequences and experiences have been aligning for y'all to be able to connect y'all passions and what y'all value and gain more of an authority and gain more of a grip and a grasp of what you guys been trying to work and stabilize and see the reality in y'all life, Virgos. But right now, you know, you guys are in a state of feeling like there's some creativity that hasn't been connected and associated in these opportunities, or forms of ways that you've been wanting to express yourself as being seen, and y'all need to go ahead and take advantage of that. So you don't want to overdo it, but we do want to be in a state where you guys are letting your creativity be seen in what you're working on, or in these new opportunities you may have manifested in 2021, being able to associate and organize yourself with others. Like, don't wait too long for them to see your creativity. Don't wait too long for this new relationship or association for them to not really see how you feel and think about things, even though they know how you operate. So this is like this type of energy, okay? So, and you also realizing that, you know, you do have, you know, sometimes you Virgos can fight with your creativity, okay? You can have that internal fight, analyzing and critiquing your creativity. But a lot of y'all feeling like, nah, I didn't proofread this form of creativity. I have enough. Like, I gotta stop. I actually gotta stop doing that. I gotta let that motherfucker go a little bit more, because it's been enough Leo-like energy I've been dealing with, being fixated on how I see it. But I just been really working on it and transforming it a lot. So I gotta trust letting that be pushed out more consistently. So y'all in that type of inspiring spirit as well, Virgos. Libras, all right. You guys are about to be seeing new ways of how to be able to connect your creativity to others. You guys are going to be able to have a bigger, a huge, brighter awareness about what relationships don't really reciprocate what you creatively into, Libras. You may also be in a state of feeling like you have to overreact and let people understand what is it that the visions y'all have, the ideas y'all have, with people that's in misunderstanding with it. And sometimes Libras, y'all feel like y'all could create an idea, or y'all could, like, in some type of shape or form, sometimes Libras, y'all can make people feel like, I'm saying y'all, we can make people feel like they don't know what they talking about or whatnot, and then we can fight to make people feel like they wrong, just to defend something that we really like, just to defend something that we care about, whatnot. So that we could dive into that energy heavy right now, because we're gonna feel like we have the gift to be able to do that. We're going to have the gift to be able to articulate our creativity and connect it in a certain way, but it's more so the awareness about us being able to see who to do it with, aka the people that I've been already doing it with that don't really reciprocate it, can't keep up the pace, or don't see the way I see things, or relationships that do, and opportunities of how to connect these things in a certain type of shape or form. But you can be in some type of shape or form overdoing, trying to express how you see things to others, you know, and really find words to articulate it, especially when people is not aligning with you. A lot of situations you're gonna have to learn to let go right now, Libra, instead of over articulating yourself, because they're gonna get into a heated debate, and it's full moon time. We don't want that to go nowhere past that, all right, Libra. But it's a harmonious alignment in Leo, all right. That Leo and Libra energy real harmonious together. Libra could be real relatable to forms of entertainment, creativity, and like that surge of inspiration in life to its ideas and whatnot. You know, a lot of Leos inspire Libras, you know, so for the most part, it's like with this type of energy, y'all gotta make sure that, once again, Libras is cardinal air, so y'all want to create the new idea, but sometimes y'all gotta learn right now y'all being y'all gonna pick up new ways of why you should be fixated on a certain way that you saw something that may be dealing with your creativity, that may be dealing with your relationships. It's like you're gonna realize, like, damn, if I just continue to do this, build on this with this person, this relationship, this engineer in the studio, this chick working on that, this person working on that in a consistent pace, it can manifest some of these ideas or the potential of how I see things right now. But I haven't had no consistency and longevity. These things, I've been all over the place, or I haven't been putting action into these things. So you're gonna be real inspired to get with that, you know, to take some to take some Leo sun life and give life to some of your ideas and the new ways you see yourself connecting to others. But y'all could just be real expressive, especially in some of your relationships, if you feel like, you know, you've been over compromising. Scorpios, okay, once again here, you guys are gonna feel like y'all been hidden. All right, you guys are gonna feel like you're dealing with vulnerability. You guys gonna feel like you're dealing with some vulnerability of having to put the things that you're creatively into, or your goals or what you're working to, into the light. But at the same time, all right, at the same time, it's like right now, Scorpios, y'all in a state of looking a little too deep into things, feeling like you're in certain situations where your emotions, your deep emotions about things might be seen based off of how you may have to express yourself or communicate something. So it's like you're trying to set up different type of ways to approach things and strategize things within the workplace or your relationships, so your true emotions aren't seen, or the ways you truly feel about things ain't seen. But deep down, it's like a lot of you guys have a subconscious of making sure it's like a deep influence with this Leo moon energy that's influencing you to express how you feel about things, to put that in the light, to have your creativity be seen in the workplace and whatnot, to associate how you feel and see about things. Like I said, my Taurus and Scorpios getting hit. So Scorpio and Taurus, they both dealing with heavy vulnerability of how they are being influenced to connect and express right now. And it's like connecting and expressing. Like Taurus got the relatability to connecting, but it's more, dealing with it, what it's comfortable with, what it likes, what it loves, what already has some form of comfortability in it. And then Scorpio has to fix his emotions before it connect to something. So all this Aquarius energy is hitting the Taurus and Scorpios, and then all this Leo energy is hitting the Taurus and Scorpio. So you Scorpio, you gotta be a little bit more open, vulnerable to expressing how you feel and see, so you could try to match that potential of how you may see a relationship, how you may see the world receiving your passion, all right? How you may see or be able to align with others of your individuality. Like that's what y'all trying to what y'all gonna be dealing with this weekend leading into situations. So maybe situations, people, the little invasion of privacy, people trying to see what you went to, and that's the universe trying to get you to be a little bit more expressive, come out your shell. But y'all gonna feel like y'all been hidden. So this is already energy why y'all gotta make sure y'all don't express yourself in extremes. Y'all stay cool, calm, and collective, but embrace opportunities to connect and communicate. You know what you may be working on, or how you may truly feel about these things when people are trying to see how you truly feel about things, Scorpio. This isn't the time when people in your relationships or in the career or workplace asking y'all how y'all feel. Now y'all don't want to say how y'all feel. It's Moon and Leo. Y'all got to express that somewhat, but not overdo it, okay? Learn to move with it in a gradual pace. And if somebody's being for real, genuine with you one-on-one, and you're not sniffing some of that hidden agenda energy, I know y'all could just, Scorpios could just smell it from a mile away. Like, yeah, you ain't being no genuine you. So, try not to have your guard up as much, because it could block opportunities right now, Scorpios. Sagittarius, you guys are realizing that the wisdom that y'all have is useful. Right now, y'all manifesting situations that y'all expressing yourself in a certain way. People coming back to y'all telling y'all how it helped y'all. Y'all giving that advice to somebody over here is telling them how they helped them, and you like, damn. All this expressing I be doing, all this light I be giving off, all this knowledge and wisdom and Jupiter energy I be giving off. Damn, I need to use this shit some more in my damn self. With the moon transiting Leo, that's what y'all feeling like right now. Y'all feeling like y'all realizing that y'all knowledge and wisdom is helping people build, it's helping people structure. So y'all been going through a lot of new perspectives and seeing a lot of new things since like that new moon in Sagittarius. All right. Late last year. So a lot of this energy is helping you see how it's cultivating more of a reality in your life and others, and you're feeling real inspired to be more expressive and put more of your creativity into a container and strategize it well. Okay, so y'all want to just make sure y'all not allowing yourself to be too prideful, all right, too much in teacher and not in a balanced teacher-student mode when it comes out to connecting to others right now. But your knowledge and wisdom, you realizing it is a tool more than ever right now. You realizing your creativity is a tool more than ever right now. And you realizing you could be in situations to help people deal with that and help yourself learn how to use your knowledge and wisdom and what you learned to help bring some more foundation to your reality, because it's already, you already fire, and we're connecting with that fire energy, but you've been dealing with seeing reality in a lot of different ways. Especially with the sextile, all these energies in Aquarius sextile, and y'all, it's like you see your home planet in Jupiter and Aquarius, so y'all seeing a bunch of new ways to align y'all, your knowledge and wisdom into the collective. So Sagittarius, a lot of Sagittarius is going to be examples during this season, during this this beginning shift for this great conjunction, or the new transformations we're going through with our associations and forms of communication with all this Jupiter Saturn energy in Aquarius. A lot of Sagittarius are about to be on the spotlight for how that knowledge and wisdom is communicated and expressed, whether positively or negatively. So that's what we're dealing with, Saggies. Now my caps. All right, you guys are in a state of realizing that y'all be having the plans and the forms of structure and organization But y'all need to add some more like smack, more shock to y'all brand. Y'all need to add some more expression to what you're working on. You need to express more what you're working on. You need to smack that in people's faces and let it be seen a little bit more. You do a lot of organizing and structuring, but now you need to put it more in people's faces right now, Capricorns. All right, in y'all relationships right now, Capricorns, y'all feeling like, you know, some type of shape or form. Yeah, you do a lot of work for things, but you know, you may not express how you feel about things a lot, and you may show through your actions how you try to prioritize and structure things, structure dates and whatnot as an earth sign. But now it's like right now, you know, you're in a state of expressing how you feel, why you be putting in things in order, why you be structuring these things in your relationships. But you're also realizing that the things that you're working on, you have a whole new sense of creativity that you haven't been adding to your thing, to your job, to your to your, you know, career pursuit, or, you know, creative projects, personal endeavors, whatever you're working on. Capricorn, you're feeling like you got to take your creativity and there was something specific I was about. You got to take your creativity and make sure that becomes something, your forms of expression, not your creativity. You feel like you got to come out more of your shell, Capricorn, dealing with forms of expressing to others what exactly it is you're working on. Because Capricorns could feel like they even gotta express that shit. It's like, it don't even make no sense trying to, like, you can't even perceive what I'm working on, or this legacy I'm trying to build, or this marathon the life I'm on, or this career chase, or this pursuit. Like, I'm gonna just stay to myself, Saturn reserved, and I'm just, you know, keep crafting and cultivating this as I, you know, keep trotting along. And right now it's almost to a state that people don't respect certain space and boundaries and morals that you have, because you're not as expressive of it. People see your temperament, but people have to be more expressive of what you may feel like you have to be more expressive of what you're working on right now, Cap. It's like, now I gotta let people see this right now. I gotta let people understand that, like, I don't need got time to be played with, because this is what I'm working, because this is what I'm structuring, and you know, you're gonna have creative ways of relating that. But you're also going to be seeing, you know, dealing with, you know, little friction as well, of trying to see exactly how you can funnel that creativity more, or more forms of all these ideas that you may have into a career and what you're doing. You may be a little overthinking a little these things a little bit as well too, Capricorn. So just make sure you're not in a state of over-expressing, overreacting to others about what you're working on. But if you have to express it, you have to put something in the light for that to create a boundary, because it's Saturn energy. So you putting something in the light, an idea could create a boundary for somebody not to overstep boundaries or anything with what you're working on, or a space that you want. So like, this is like the space that you're in right now, Capricorn. All right. Now Aquarius, this is totally opposite. So right now, Aquarius, you know, it's like you guys are like remixing with the collective, like dibbling dabbling with the collective, and going back into your own state of being. Like, it's like you're connecting with others a little bit right now, because the moon is in Leo, is real heavy opposite. So it's like you're Aquarius, you're already dealing with connecting and associating with others, but with real intent, not just frivolously, not just spontaneously. It's like, you know, Aquarius want to make sure, you know, they got some strategy with who is connecting to, associating, and building with. So with this type of energy with the moon in Leo, is like right now you may be a real party pooper, you may be a real spirit killer, you may be the person right now putting other people's dreams and spirits down. But it's like you seeing you seeing the reality of how people can deal with their creativity. So it's like you're helping others to see realistic ways to do things with their creativities, with their pursuits and whatnot, and your own. But you may come off a little too realistic for others right now. May come off a little too opposing with your ideas, and the way you shoot them out might be too sharp, cold, and dry for people. But a couple of weeks later, they're like, oh nah, I ain't gonna lie, I thought about that. It's like, I know you said it this way, man, I thought about it. Boom, 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 like that type of energy. So just be careful, Aquarius, how you know you decide to give deserving advice to others, so they don't come off like you trying to come off like this type of energy, because it being opposite could come off like you're trying to, you know, dictate or have an authority over how somebody should do something, and belittle how they see things and see and feel about things with this type of energy. So y'all be careful with this energy, alright, Aquarius. But y'all are going to be the example how people could see themselves not doing things practically or logically right now. Okay, and y'all want to make sure y'all take your own goddamn advice right now with things, Aquarius. All right, make sure y'all take your own advice right now, because y'all gonna see certain ways how people go left and right in their lives doing things right now. Y'all just gonna be watching from a bird's eye view and being forced to participate or forced to express something and come out y'all shell about certain things. So utilize that awareness about what you see to, you know, connect it wisely to others, but make sure that you're utilizing it for yourself and what you're working on as well. Okay, happy birthday, happy solar return to all my Aquariuses, man. And last but not least, we got my Pisces. Okay, Pisces, y'all in the state of feeling like y'all creativity and y'all imagination and your emotions need to be connected more. There needs to be more spotlight on it. All right, and that's the thing. Pisces is like, y'all one of the most creative signs here, but because y'all could stay in your imagination and y'all head and your emotions so much and stay so much reserved, it's like it could turn into a build-up seeing how other people are dealing with their creativity or whatnot. So with this type of energy, it's almost in a state of, you know, you guys can have high emotion here of wanting to express how you feel about things, and it could come from pent-up emotion of things that you're dealing with your creative personal pursuits, but it's really coming from a crave of how you want to express these things, but it could be directed the wrong areas right now, Pisces. So it's like you could be, this the type of energy where you're frustrated about something that you want to work on, but subconsciously the way you like expressing it, connecting it to your friend, it start feeling like you talking to, you start feeling like it's their reason, they problem or something, that like they to blame for it. So it's just real subconscious the way it may be given off right now, because this is already your type of energy. Is Neptune is influence. Leo, once again, creativity, but it's the push out of how you express something and being consistent about it. Okay, so that's something that you got to learn to do more, being more expressive and consistent how you express things that deal with you know, why you take actions a certain way that you do or whatnot. All right, this energy is definitely going to be an energy where y'all feel like you know, y'all really got to tap back into your pastimes or things that y'all are creatively into, and find ways to continue to strategize and cultivate these things to the collective, because this is a very it's going to feel like a very inspiring time right now, and a lot of creative juices are super stimulated for a lot of you Pisces right now. I already know a lot of creative juices right now. It's like, damn, the planning, damn the structure, damn the putting together. I gotta get it down. So take your time with that, and don't feel like you have to over express yourself with people that's not considering your emotions. This is a full moon time, so this is for y'all Pisces to know, damn, I gotta fight so much to have my feelings and emotions and imagination connected with this person, this relationship, this environment. Snip time. Alright, it's time to cut them off. Full moon time. If anybody gonna tell you to cut something off, it's gonna be a Capricorn moon rising, and that's just what it is. Gotta give it to y'all cut and dry throw, because that's what it be. Cutting off helps to build a lot of times, and it's full moon and we gotta make space for things. So this is what y'all dealing with, Pisces, feeling like y'all gotta create y'all connect y'all creativity more, feeling real inspired in this energy, but you know, also gotta be careful not overreacting to the heavy emotion that y'all feel like y'all dealing with y'all emotions or forms of expression being too internal, reserved, and not feeling like you have the opportunities to push that out. So you don't want to, you know, overdo it with any minor frustrations with these things. All right, family. So I just want to go through them energies, make sure y'all understand the energies that we dealing with right now at the moment. Okay, moving into the weekend, we'll have horoscope energies up for Sunday going into the next week. We'll be talking about Mercury retrograde, what retrogrades mean, okay, going to close out the week. Y'all make sure to check out my website to book a consultation and reading, to connect with the lucky Libra, or tap into my Patreon. We're on the road to 100 Patreons. We're trying to see how quick we could get there. And we're doing a lot of big things on there. But until next time, family, peace.